She said that you were referring to the Damien Eccles case, and you talked about the additional evidence submitted for DNA testing, that you did so under court order.
Well, there have been a number of circumstances under which we have addressed additional evidence. There have been requests by the defense. There have been matters that were taken up in front of the court, and there were items that we submitted on our own. And so, I wouldn't want to incorrectly identify which items fell under which purview, but we definitely, on our own, because I'm the one that gave the instruction, to have some items that were not requested to be tested otherwise sent off for DNA testing, and then we voluntarily submitted the results.
That's what you're referring to?
That's what I was referring to.
Okay.
And that only happened in the last few months.
I think the question was on healthcare. I think somebody asked you how you would have voted, and I didn't hear a direct response to that.
Actually, interestingly enough, they asked me about the litigation, and she volunteered how she would have voted. I don't recall being asked how I would have voted. Had I been asked, I would. Well, I wasn't in Congress at the time. There are a lot of things about the legislation that I think are flawed. My position has been to not try to second guess the policy of Washington, but just deal with what is, which is what my Health Care Bureau has been doing for the last 4 years, and what we will continue to do.
So you're not going to say yes or no?
You know, it would, I don't think, be appropriate for me to try to speculate on how I would vote on any given piece of legislation in Washington. I don't have a staff that's reviewing the legislation day in and day out, and to where you know truly all the facts. What I do know is that people who voted for or against that piece of legislation or any other, if they did so on the basis of their research and the policy and the facts, I respect their votes either way. If they make their votes based on partisanship and pure politics, I think that's part of what's wrong with our system.
She brought up the public integrity unit. Do you think you guys need one of those?
Well, first of all, she mischaracterized my joke from 4 years ago. What I recall from 4 years ago was remarks made about direct prosecution in various cases, and both of my opponents made reference to I will prosecute this or prosecute that, and I responded that we didn't have then nor now direct prosecutorial responsibility or authority, and I think I said then that I wish I had a full head of hair, but I don't. You can't, you have to act on what you have, not what you wish you had. With regard to public integrity, frankly, we spend a lot of time working on that issue, and it's a mischaracterization of our office to say that we don't. We get calls and complaints all of the time about whether it's legislators, school board members, local elected officials, and we have a very good relationship with both the Arkansas State Police and the FBI. I've met in person this year with the new special agent in charge of their public corruption division at the FBI, and whenever we receive complaints at the AG's office, we immediately refer them to proper authorities to be investigated. So do I think that we need to create a special division to do what we're already doing? No, I don't think so.
So you think this debate helped or hindered your campaign?
I think that it's always important for people to hear what our stances on the issues are. I feel very good about my campaign and how it's going. I have grassroots support in all 75 counties. Our fundraising has been good. I'm pleased with our advertising that's on right now. I am taking the race very seriously. I don't take a single vote in Arkansas for granted. It's always been said, and it's always been my philosophy, that you run unopposed or you run scared. And so I really haven't spent the night in the same bed twice for the last, or the same town twice for the last couple of weeks, and probably won't for the next couple of weeks. But it's been a very busy process, and I feel very good about where we are in the campaign. I think I've made my case to the people of Arkansas about the work that I've done as Attorney General and the things I want to do in the future. Yes, sir.
You were in the case in the Second Amendment. Arkansas law says that if a person commits the offense of carrying a weapon if he or she possesses a handgun, knife, or club. Do you think this is consistent with the Second Amendment? says the right of people should not, or the right of people's right to keep their arms should not be infringed?
Well, you have to read all of our statutes in conjunction with each other. There are intent elements in various statutes, and also you have to read it in conjunction with our concealed carry laws. I mean, because we have specifically a structure of legislation that allows for people to carry concealed firearms in approved places. I think that Arkansas has a very good record on defense of the Second Amendment, which is one of the reasons why I'm one of the few Democratic attorneys general in the country endorsed by the National Rifle Association. So yeah, I think that I believe that our statutes on assault and battery and weapons possession are appropriate, but they also have to be read in conjunction with the rest of the code.
Do you think that our candidates having to get a permit in order to exercise the right to bear arms is constitutional?
I don't think you have to have a permit to be compliant with the Second Amendment. I think that you do have to have a permit for various other public safety reasons. And so before you can carry a concealed weapon in various public venues, the law of the state, which is certainly supported by gun rights advocates, including myself, is that with proper training and to ensure that we don't have convicted felons who are already prohibited from carrying firearms doing so, that our concealed carry statutes are in place. I don't think that they're contrary to the Second Amendment rights. I think they actually help to ensure them.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
Thanks.